What's good, y'all? This is Bossy, and here today we're here with another banger reaction video here today. The title of this video is called SCP-096 Remastered Illustrated The Shy Guy. You guys have been blowing up the comment section for the past few reactions to watch this video, bro. So here we are, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's just get right into it. Now, I see this video is 41 minutes long. So I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna split it to two separate parts because I don't know if you guys gonna really see it for over 40 minutes in, you know what I'm saying, one sitting. So I'm gonna split it to two parts, you know what I'm saying? Make it easier for you guys. But, you know what I'm saying? Let's just get right into it, bro. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on post notifications so you get a notification when I post my next video. Don't forget to hit that like button as well. Without further ado, let's get right into it, bro. Alright, let's get it. Let's get right into it. I got my whole sandwich with me, my whole hero sandwich. This supposed to be about the Shy Guy or whatever. Make sure your boys grab your snacks when y'all guys at it too.
Good day everybody and welcome to SCP Illustrated, entry log 65. After weeks of waiting, SCP-096 is here, and that is what we will be looking at today. I've already done SCP-096, however, given how much I've learnt and developed over the past year, I wanted to have another crack at this and bring some better production value to such an iconic
Arizona
SCP.
It's different, bro.
So please note that this is a Euclid level SCP, and anyone that knows SCP-096 should know to expect blood, violence, and dismemberment. And without any further ado, let's just get straight into this.
Let's get it. Oh my god, off the rip. Dang. Off the rip. Is he getting shot? Bro, man, he's ripping. He's ripping, what they call it? He's ripping somebody's arm off while being shot at, bro. I forgot what they call him. I'm not gonna say a soldier. A guard. Yeah, guard. He's ripping a guard's arm off. Like, security guard of some kind. Arms off while getting shot at.
The confidential data release of this SCP has been
He's on
authorized
demon
by
time.
the following council and administration staff. Description: SCP-096 is a humanoid creature measuring approximately 2.38 meters in height. The subject shows very little muscle mass, with preliminary analysis of body mass suggesting mild malnutrition. Arms are grossly out of proportion with the rest of the subject's body, with an approximate length of 1.5 meters each. Skin is mostly devoid of pigmentation, with no sign of any body hair. SCP-096's jaw can open to 4 times the norm of an average human.
What can he put in that mouth? Hold on. Hold on, my boy, bro. Close that mouth. Like,
other facial features
remain
similar to an average human.
We trying to put in there.
With the exception of the eyes, which are also devoid of pigmentation. It is not yet known whether SCP-096 is blind or not. It shows no sign of any higher brain functions and is not considered to be sapient.
I don't even know what sapient means.
SCP-096 is normally extremely docile, with pressure sensors inside its cell indicating it spends most of the day pacing by the eastern wall. However, when someone views SCP-096's face, whether it be directly, via video recording, or even a photograph, it will enter a stage of considerable emotional distress. SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands and begin screaming, crying, and babbling incoherently.
Dang, he could
approximately 1 to 2 minutes after the first viewing, SCP-096 will begin running to the person
his jaw is
who
wider than his face, bro.
Who will from this point on be referred to as SCP-096-1. Documented speeds have varied from 35 kilometers an hour to kilometers an hour, and seems to depend on distance from SCP-096-1.
I'm pretty sure that's OD
At this
fast.
point, no known material or method can impede SCP-096's progress. The actual position of SCP-096-1 does not seem to affect SCP-096's response. It seems to have an innate sense of SCP-096-1's location. Note: this reaction does not occur when viewing artistic depictions. See document 096-1. Upon arriving at SCP-096-1's location, SCP-096 will proceed to kill and SCP-096-1.
I'm about to make this thumbnail right now. Hold on. Wait.
Bruh.
Alright, we good. Alright, let's get right back into it. Wait.
Pieces of SCP-096.
I was trying to get a thumbnail, you know what I'm saying?
SCP-096 will then sit down.
That was wild. That was wild in the beginning. I had to make that the
docile
thumbnail.
once again.
But this is bad too.
It will then attempt to make its way back to its natural habitat. Due to the possibility of a mass chain reaction, including breach of Foundation secrecy and large civilian loss of life, retrieval of the subject should be considered alpha priority. Doctor has also petitioned for immediate termination of SCP-096. See interview 096-1.
Okay.
Termination order has been approved and is to be carried out by Doctor on... See incident 096-1-A. Special containment procedures. SCP-096 is to be contained in its cell, a 5 meter by 5 meter by 5 meter airtight steel cube at all times. Weekly checks for any cracks or holes.
I was gonna say something
mandatory.
dumb sus just now. I'm just gonna
There
keep
are
it to
to be
myself.
absolutely no video surveillance
I was about to say something
or
really
optical tools
sus.
of any kind inside SCP-096's cell. Security personnel will use pre-installed pressure sensors and laser detectors to ensure SCP-096's presence inside the cell. Any and all photos, video and all recordings of SCP-096's likeness are strictly forbidden, without approval from Dr. and 05. Audio log from interview 096-1. Interviewer, Dr. Interviewed, Captain. Former Commander of Retrieval Unit Zulu 9 Alpha. Retrieval Incident 096-1-A. Begin log. Time, research area. It always sucks ass to get initial retrieval duty. You have no idea what the damn thing is capable of, besides what jacked up information the field techies can scrape up. And you're lucky if they even tell you the whole story. They told us to bag and tag.
The hell
Didn't
that
tell us
mean?
jack shit about not looking at the damn thing.
Could you describe the mission, please?
Yeah, sorry. We had 2 choppers, one with my team, and one on backup with Zulu 9B, and Dr. We spotted the target about 2 clicks north of our patrol path. I'm guessing he wasn't facing our direction, else he would have taken us out there and then.
Your report says SCP-096 didn't react to the cold. It was -degrees Celsius.
Actually, it was
Damn.
minus... And yes,
Must be freezing.
butt naked and didn't so much as shiver. Anyway, we landed, approached the target, and Corporal got ready to bag it. That's when Doctor called. I turned to answer it, and that's what saved me. The target must have turned, and my whole squad saw it.
That's when SCP-096 entered an agitated emotional state.
Yep. Interview now pauses for a second before continuing. Sorry. Got the willies for a second.
That's alright.
The hell's that even supposed to
Well, I
mean?
never saw its face. My squad did, and they paid for it up the arse.
Oh damn.
Could you describe it a little more, please?
Yeah.
They got turned to a thing of the
It
past.
started
Yup. I knew
Screaming
it.
at us and crying.
Yup.
Not animal roaring though, sounded exactly like a person. Really fucking creepy. We started
Ripped
firing
his
when it picked up
arms up.
Corporal and ripped off his leg.
Oh, that's his leg. I thought that was his
He
arm.
was screaming for our help.
Damn, that's even worse.
Fucking... Anyway, we were blowing chunks out of the target round
Yikes.
after round.
Ooh.
It didn't do jack shit. I almost lost it when it started
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If some creature ever rips up my arm, bro, I would just give up. I would tell the creature, like if I was this guy right here, bro, I'd be like, bro, just kill me, bro. If this the way I gotta go ahead, bro. Because I don't think I could ever imagine living without an arm, bro. Like, that must be so tough, bro. Like, what? Like, I know this, like, you could get, like, metal legs and stuff like that, but it's not the same, bro. It's not the freaking same. Like, it's really not, bro. Like,
That's when you ordered the use of
bro, just end me, bro.
AT-4 HEDT launcher. An anti-tank gun. Started carrying it ever since SCP got loose. I've seen those tear through tanks like tissue paper. Did the same thing to the target. There was significant damage to SCP-096. It didn't even fucking flinch.
Yo,
it kept tearing apart my squad, but with half its torso gone.
Yeah, that don't even make any
A large
sense.
half circle across his torso, but it was taking damage.
And he ripped
If it wasn't
out here ripping, bro. Yo, 096, bro. Like, he's on deep, bro. He's a demon, bro. He's on demon time, bro. Like, literally all the matter, like the little matter he had on his body is basically gone, and he's still ripping them. Like, he's still ripping through this, like, still ripping through the soldiers, bro. Like, how his bones got bones? Like, what type of sense does that make, bro? Like, he has basically no matter left in his body.
All its organs and all its blood, but it didn't
Still
acknowledge
ripping
any of it.
everybody off.
Its bone structure wasn't hurt at all, though. It kept tearing my squad apart.
He's sending everybody to the Shadow Realm. Everybody's getting the business.
How many rounds would you say were fired at SCP-096?
Dang, bro.
At the least 1,000. Our door gunner kept his GAU-19 on it for at least 20 seconds.
Jeez.
20 fucking seconds. That's 650 caliber rounds pumped into the thing.
What?
Might as well have been spitting at it. This is when Zulu 9B arrived. Yeah, my squad was gone. Zulu 9B managed to get the bag over its head and it just sat down. We got it into the chopper and got it here. I don't know how I never saw its face.
How are you still good
Maybe
at that?
God or Buddha, or whoever thought I should live. The jackass.
Bro, this feels like a whole movie, bro. Can you imagine you getting... Honestly, I feel like he shouldn't even exist no more. Like, if you get shot 600 times by a whole machine, like, a whole helicopter, bro, like, bro, you're not even looking like Swiss cheese no more. Like, I don't even... Like, you might as well just get nuked, pretty much. How is that much of his body still remain? He got shot by, you know, assault rifles. Excuse me. Sandwich is good. You got shot at by regular assault rifles, and now you're getting shot at by a chopper with a machine gun on it, and you're still alive. You're still good. Now, even though his face is unidentified anymore, it looks like he has a whole plastic bag over his head. That's still freaking crazy, bro. Like, how did he have that much of his body left?
96's face. Would you like to view it? You know, after hearing that thing's screams and the screams of my men, I don't think I want to put a face to what I heard. Alright. I believe we are done here. Thank you, Captain. Chairs are heard moving and footsteps leave the room. Captain is confirmed to have left interview room 22. Let this be on record that I am formally requesting SCP-096 be terminated as soon as possible. End log.
This feels like a movie.
Document 096-1.
This feels like a whole
Documentation
movie.
096-1 of Experiment 096-1. Experiment 096-1 is headed by Dr. Dan. Purpose is to test SCP-096's abilities while obtaining complete physical description of SCP-096. D-9031 is a 32-year-old convicted felon and former tattoo artist. D-9031 is placed inside bathysphere 303 Alpha, which is then lowered into the Tonga Trench off the coast of New Zealand. Position is approximately kilometers from SCP-096's temporary containment cell at site. The following was recorded via video surveillance inside bathysphere 303 Alpha, between it and Dr. Dan's control site on the New Zealand mainland. Bathysphere 303 Alpha reaches final depth of 10,800 meters.
Ew!
It stopped.
That's
What
deep
now?
as hell.
Do you feel fine? No sickness, anything?
My ears hurt.
That should be expected.
Now, on your left should be a steel container.
I don't know why they would
Open it,
ever need
and
to be
there
that
will be a
deep,
manifold
but
folder holding several
okay.
photographs. Open it, and describe the first photograph, please. D-9031 complies. The camera is located so the photograph cannot be seen.
Nothing. It's an empty cell.
Thank you. Please set this photograph face down in the receptacle to your right, and look at the next photograph.
It's the same cell, but there's a foot in it, I think.
Describe it, please.
Please do.
It's pale and bony. Sort of creepy, actually.
Place the photograph in the receptacle face down, and look at the next one.
Okay. Oh, shit!
Describe the photograph.
It's I don't know, some creepy-ass person.
Describe the photograph, please.
How man, he's pale, has wide eyes, and something fucked up happening with his mouth. What the hell is this thing?
At this point, approximately 13:32 standard time, Dr. Dan in experiment control is notified that SCP-096 has breached containment. The fastest path to SCP-096-1 has been cleared of civilians and other image capturing devices, and SCP-096 is now being tracked by satellite via a tracking collar. On your right there should be another steel container. Open it.
It's a pad of paper and a pencil.
Yes. Please draw a sketch of the photograph you saw. SCP-096-1 mumbles an expletive and spends the next 20 minutes drawing a sketch of the photograph. At the time of completion, SCP-096 is confirmed to be kilometers away from SCP-096-1.
I'm done.
Good. Place the drawing in the receptacle on your left and close the door. SCP-096-1 complies, and the sketch leaves Bathysphere 303 Alpha in a watertight buoyancy container. The other photographs are then incinerated in the onboard incinerator.
What now?
Please stand by. 40 minutes pass. SCP-096 is now confirmed to be at SCP-096-1's position and is diving. Transponder signal ends at 9,339 meters
diving and he's
as
literally
pressure
made out
goes
of
beyond the
bones.
device's operational limits. The camera shows the bathysphere shaking slightly. From SCP-096-1's reaction, it is assumed SCP-096 is on the hull and is visible through the viewport.
Oh, fuck, shit, what the fuck is that?
The is cut as the whole of Bathysphere 303 Alpha is breached. SCP-096 is recovered by Surface Recovery Team Foxtrot 303 Alpha incident. Sketch of SCP-096 is also recovered, and a quick test confirms no hostile reaction from SCP-096. Sketch is sent to Experiment Control on New Zealand, while SCP-096 is moved to permanent containment. Incident 096-1A. So containment has been attained?
Yes, Doctor.
Let me see the security footage. Begin log. A large steel cube is shown in the middle of a research lab, which is teeming with a dozen or so researchers. In view of the camera is a control booth, displaying readings from various sensors inside the cube. Fast forward 1 minute 32 seconds. The control booth operator leans forward, alerted to the various readings on the sensors. Approximately 5 seconds later, a steel wall on the containment cube receives a sizable dent, bending outward.
He's ripping through
the dent
metal?
becomes larger before breaking. SCP-096 is seen bending the steel away, frantically trying to escape. Emergency plates dropped on the cube as the containment breach is sounded. The security tape has SCP-096's face blurred out, as per containment protocol. 2 security teams enter the room as SCP-096 breaks out of containment. Live rounds and tranquilizer darts are fired to no visible effect. Approximately 90% of researchers and security personnel have directly viewed SCP-096's face, and a code Lima is declared. The room and surrounding areas are sealed and flushed with Class Nerve Agent. Approximately 2 minutes later, SCP-096 breaches research site and travels
Why is he bleeding
kilometers
for?
an hour through the outside desert, traveling... End log. Echo Romeo Actual was assigned to immediate containment breach. When we realized just how big a breach we were dealing with, we were completely overwhelmed. Funny how even the best and brightest minds in the world can be so unprepared.
So you are saying it is your own fault?
Absolutely not. This was a new discovery in SCP-096's behavior. We had no way to know,
This guy
and we are
could break
lucky it
through
did not
metal.
turn into an XK. Begin log.
I bet you didn't know that.
Helm footage from ERA-5. Footage from inside a UH-60 shows SCP-096 on the desert floor, moving at considerable speed.
This is Echo Romeo Actual. We have visual of the target at knots and increasing.
ERA-1 listens to the radio as orders, identified as coming from Dr. Dan, are relayed. SCP-096 can be seen slowly gaining speed. ERA-1 motions off camera. ERA-3 appears holding a modified XM500 anti-material rifle.
Dang!
2 shots are fired.
Anti.
The first misses and the second hits SCP-096 in the lower leg. SCP-096 stumbles but recovers.
But if you get
Speed
hit with that,
change
your
is
leg is
insignificant.
coming off, bro.
Repeat, no effect on target.
ERA-1 mentions to ERA-3 again.
Ooh.
ERA-3 fires 3 more shots. The first 2 miss and the third hits SCP-096 in the head. SCP-096 falls, skids and rolls several
You're
times,
gonna come right back
reducing
up
its
from
speed minimally. SCP-096 rolls to its feet and continues unabated. Camera pans up to see 8
face is
V-22
all messed
Ospreys
up.
belonging to MTF TAU-1 flying overhead and past the helicopters on the same outbound vector as SCP-096. Camera cuts out. End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1A. Dr. Alexei appears very calm, determined, and answers all questions slowly and deliberately.
Where were you exactly at the time of the breach?
On break, getting a cup of coffee. It was pure luck I wasn't caught in the containment area.
Describe your actions directly after the containment breach.
I sent Echo Romeo Actual after SCP-096 and alerted Dr. Dan to the situation. We then set upon the task of locating SCP-096-1. Once the general direction of SCP-096 was determined, I sent Mobile Task Force TAU-1 ahead to evacuate civilian population centres in SCP-096's path, all according to containment protocol.
End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-B. Dr. Dan sits patiently.
feels like a freaking
on the table
movie,
in
bro, I
front of
swear to
him
God.
is what
I'm
looks
so
like to be a
into
set
this,
of
bro.
modified night vision goggles.
For the record,
Like, I'm there
where
reading the
exactly
words
in
with this guy.
SCP-096's containment breach.
In the
That's why I'm pretty
mountain
quiet.
range, trying to find more information on SCP-096's origins. It was a quick research expedition, so I left Dr. Alexei in charge of containment. He is competent enough, if a bit eager, and has proved himself in the past. This is all confirmed by the various related paperwork, so don't go thinking...
Oh, that was all just for the record, Doctor. Now, knowing that SCP-096 is immune to all forms of damage while in an enraged state, why would you order the sniper attacks from the emergency response team?
Why not? If there was a chance to slow down SCP-096 and give MTF-TAU one more time, then we had to try. It put ERA in no danger, and the choppers were in danger of being outrun anyway. Honestly, ERA could do little else to help or harm the situation.
I see. Now, could you explain this?
Interviewer motions to the goggles lying on the table. Yes, this is Project Scramble, an eyepiece we assigned to ERA and MTF-TAU-1, designed by Dr. Alexei and myself specifically for SCP-096. It carries a small microprocessor which constantly analyzes the viewing field for the facial features of SCP-096. Facial recognition software inside instantly identifies them, scrambling the image into an unrecognizable mess before the light reaches the human eye. It's quite ingenious, really.
It looks like the Discord logo.
Expensive.
Very.
Binoculars down here.
Which is why it's a
I
shame.
don't know if you guys can
it
see it
didn't
or
work.
not.
End log.
That's what it reminds me of. I don't know.
Begin log. Audio transcript between MTF-TAU-1 and modified EG-3 Sentry AWACS, callsign Big Brother.
Osprey's in the air, moving.
Yeah, they're bringing out the big
Waiting
guns.
Electronics online. Cruising altitude.
Imagine using your best weapons the whole military has to offer just to destroy a skeleton. Like, they're literally trying to kill a skeleton. That's literally, they're using their best weapons the world has to offer just to destroy a creature that has no muscle mass. Just basically bones and little skin, bro.
Reached.
Like,
Uploading program scramble to all camera systems. Cameras
using
online.
your
Big
fastest
Brother is now watching.
and best jets, like, it's crazy.
What outbound vector is the target currently heading?
Target is currently westbound, traveling on shit. Yeah, he's on the I-40. I think he just flipped the semi. Outbound vector is degrees by. Next town this vector is, I'd say, a couple 100 kilometers. Shit, MTF. We're suggesting Echo Romeo begin evacuating the I-40. I don't know how many cars the target has wrecked.
Hold 1. That's a negative, Big Brother. ERA is reporting that the target is outrunning their choppers. They can't get ahead of them.
Then get them to stop the motorists on the other lane. I don't know how many people I've seen this take space.
End log. The first 3 elements of TAU-1 succeeded in gathering the townsfolk in the first 3 towns of our incident. SCP-096-1 was confirmed to not be in any of these when SCP-096 ran through each in turn without stopping. However, a video log in MTF TAU shows SCP-096-1 being identified in the town of and the ensuing incident. Show it. Begin log. Helmcam footage from Element 4 of MTF TAU-1 in the town of. Most of the townspeople are gathered in the square, all blindfolded. Helicopters sweep the town. Indistinct orders are heard over loudspeakers from both the helicopters and ground personnel.
The target is entering proximity zone. All units activate scramble gear and begin crowd control procedures. All civilians are not to move from their spot or remove their blindfolds. If you move or touch your blindfold, you will be shot. I repeat, all
What?
Orders are drowned out by a large shriek coming from outside the camera's view. Approximately 2 kilometers away, SCP-096 is seen to be coming over the crest of the hills.
Oh no.
He tries to slow down on the descent, but trips and
Yeah,
tumbles down at high
096
speed,
catching some bodies
crashing
today.
through several houses before regaining its footing almost without delay.
Yeah, he's trying to catch
Once
bodies.
again, civilians are not to move. You will be shot. I
Bro, they
Several
really,
shots are
let
heard,
off
none
shots.
of which are directed at SCP-096. SCP-096
What is
stops for 1
civilians
second
gonna do?
before running into the crowd of townsfolk, throwing many aside and trampling more. More shots are heard as the crowd begins dispersing, the loudspeakers unintelligible under the vocalizations of SCP-096. SCP-096 locates SCP-096-1, a middle-aged man, and the camera views SCP-096 grabbing him before it is hit by a fleeing townsperson and is dislocated from the helmet. End log. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-C.
I was looking through 96's house with my squad. Poor bastard was a semi-pro mountaineer. Took a trip to the... Apparently, he took a snapshot of the landscape and just happened to catch 96 in the background.
Wilford holds up 4 fingers for emphasis.
4 pixels. 4 fucking pixels. I doubt the guy even knew what he saw. He was probably just looking at the picture one day, noticed an off-color patch of snow and went on with his day.
How did you find it?
Our scramble gear picked it up right away. Lieutenant got the picture and took it down to the chopper before I ever got to see it. By then the damn monster had taken down Big Brother and it had peeled open Major Striker. All hell was breaking loose.
I heard destroying tanks,
So the scramble
bro.
gear was ineffective.
Ineffective? The goddamn scrambles were pieces of shit that killed the whole damn task force. You know only 3 people are alive besides me? All because some retard egghead thought of a state-of-the-art countermeasure to 96's hostile reaction. Those bloody idiots could have just put a bag over the target's head and be done with it. But no, we had to use state-of-the-fucking-art scramble.
I like this voice acting.
Begin log. What did that fucker call me? Dr. Dan pushes back from the table and begins standing up. I'll show that goddamn son of a bitch what an egghead is after I bash open his... Interviewee begins shouting and cursing. 2 guards enter the room and push Dr. Dan back into his seat.
Do we need to administer a sedative, Doctor?
Dr. Dan takes a breath and smooths his coat. No. I apologize. Scramble was really an ingenious idea. However, it was a failure because we did not fully know how SCP-096 worked. You see, as the chip inside Scramble picked up SCP-096's facial features and began scrambling them, there was a split second of uninterrupted light flow to the retina. Computers are fast, but not as fast as light. So there was a split-second image of SCP-096's direct face sent to the brain. It wasn't even consciously received, but apparently it was enough to trigger the hostile reaction in SCP-096.
And so with this report of the photograph...
That's the most disturbing part of this whole incident. You know, when the former SCP-096-1 went on his mountain trip? 1990... That's years of that photo hanging there before he saw SCP-096. Since the brain doesn't need to be aware that it is viewing SCP-096's face to trigger a reaction, there can be ticking time bombs hidden literally anywhere in the world. How many photographs are out there containing SCP-096 just going unnoticed, waiting for the careful eye? As I said before, I want this thing terminated now. End log.
But y'all out here bringing out your best
Just
weapons
a
and
quick
it's not
question.
working. Like, I don't know
What
what
exactly were you
what else can y'all do? Like,
Major Jack Wilford was top-notch SBS when we recruited him.
I was also a recon medic and was deployed in Calcasieu. Marines beat Special Boat Service.
No, they don't.
Enough, both of you. Moving on. Begin log. Video interview log 096-1-D.
I got the bag over its head.
Yes, you've told me that. Could you tell me exactly what transpired?
It was done with all its... It was sitting there in the highway. Just got done ripping open a minivan.
Interviewee is silent.
And?
Wes landed the chopper. I got out and bagged it. I put the bag over its head. It got calm, and they took it.
And so the victims in the minivan were the last to have viewed SCP-096's face.
Interviewee is silent. Interviewee remained silent for the remainder of the interview and was released. He was later found in his bunk room having committed suicide via hanging with a makeshift rope. A half-crushed pacifier was found in his fist.
half-crushed pacifier?